farmers' citizen movement. It's not just a farmers' movement. It's the citizens of Netherlands who don't want their economy, their land, their country hijacked. And the three inconsistencies with focusing on the nitrogen problem at a time where Mr. Bill Gates, with his fake solutions, has photographs all over on his website and in his book called How to Deal with the Climate Catastrophe. I love nitrogen fertilizer. He's standing in front of a fertilizer factory in Tanzania. Now, the problem with nitrogen is synthetic nitrogen fertilizers. Otherwise, nitrogen is the source of life. That's what leguminous plants, the pulses, do for free for us in a non-violent way, not in a violent way. So no, even the AR6, the climate IPCC report that's just been released, doesn't even talk about nitrogen. They've jumped from carbon reductionism into methane. Second is, the nitrogen problem is leading to huge dead zones. It used to be 10 in 1960, became 169 in 2007, and now it's 415 dead zones because the nitrogen runs off, kills the life in the waterways and sea life. Netherlands is not the primary problem. The Baltic Sea and its coastal countries, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, Germany, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Sweden. So if there's a nitrogen problem, look at all of these countries and shift all farmers. And I've worked with farmers and fishermen in the Baltic region, where fishermen and farmers are making treaties that farmers are being told, don't put synthetic nitrogen fertilizer, please put organic, so that the sea can live and we can have a life. All of these are new partnerships that are the real solutions. Why is Netherlands targeted? Three reasons. First, it's a little country sitting in the heart of Europe, next to Brussels. And the real issue on which farmers are agitated is the Tri-City, the land grab. And there are two clear worldviews. For the corporations and the billionaires and the colonialists, land is real estate, land is property. For the people of the land, including the citizens and the farmers, land is the mother, land is the identity. And food for the corporations is a commodity. Food for each of us as free citizens, for whom food freedom is the basis of freedom, is the very basis of our identity, our relationship with the earth. So the reductionism by which the Dutch farmers' protest was put into a right-wing slot is really the right wing wanted to hijack the whole planet, our water, our soil, our seeds, our food. The reason Bill Gates is interested in agriculture and food is because that's his new empire. He's worked it out. Just when COVID was hitting, I was on a lecture tour in the US, and the local newspaper called USA Today had talked about how Bill Gates has opened a new global agriculture called Gates Ag One. Gates Ag One. And the offices of this is right next to Monsanto in St. Louis, Missouri. He's imagining one agriculture across the world, growing monoculture crops as feed for lab food. So Mr. Gates wants to control food at 4 levels. He wants to, of course, control land. And he is the biggest farmland owner of America. You know, this thing, oh, it's only this much percent, is like when I was dealing with the mining case for our government. And the industry would say, oh, but you know, the limestone is just this much percent of the value. And so it can't have an impact. But the aquifer is the limestone. It's like saying your heart is just this much percent of your body. Therefore, we can mess it up. No, the percentage as a reductionism doesn't work. Gates wants land. Gates has already taken control of the seed, not only through the seed banks, the global seed banks, but also, and the Svalbard seed bank, but through the new gene editing techniques, and England has just passed its crazy law of total deregulation. But he wants lab food. He wants to destroy real food everywhere. And he wants to work with Bayer for more row crops, farming with drones, no farmers anywhere. He really is looking at a future of farming without farmers. And that's why the violence against the farmers of the world was bad enough when the Green Revolution was introduced in India in Punjab, which is where the protests began. But today, it's everywhere where farmers stand up. They are labeled in all kinds of ways rather than people defending their food sovereignty, their seed sovereignty, their land sovereignty, their livelihood sovereignty. Two reasons. First, they don't really have a relationship either with the land or with the farmers. And when you don't have a relationship, you can be fed anything into your head. And the PR spin and the narratives are replicated, and especially if you're rewarded with all kinds of platforms, then if you don't think through your conscience, you just echo. But the second reason is there are many people who have fallen into this nonsensical eco-modernist trap, and they really see a world without farmers because they've defined basically they've forgotten that we are part of nature, that farming with nature is part of nature. And they've defined humans as the enemy of nature, and farmers who are the closest to the earth. Agriculture means the care of the land. They are being criminalized, as I said, not only because that is the historical narrative of colonialism, but more seriously, food and land is where the future profits are seen by the billionaires. I started to look at agriculture after 1984 with what happened to the land where I studied in Punjab and the land of the five rivers. And I just want to show you. Land of the five rivers by the chemical agriculture and green revolution has been reduced to a dead zone. Land of five rivers destroyed. So the water crisis, the climate crisis, the biodiversity crisis, our health crisis are all interconnected with a system that they want to accelerate further. More industrial farming, more industrial food, which is at the root of the problem. But food is our communication with the soil, with the biodiversity, with our gut microbiome. It's the ultimate, food is community. And whoever doesn't want community, either in human community or in the ecological community, they will assault in every way. And this is just the contemporary witch hunts. It's just a contemporary version of witch hunts.
Spinning on that dizzy edge, I kissed his face.